Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, hello. Hi, everybody on Facebook.
Hello, Facebook.
Happy Friday. Hello, YouTube. Happy days. So my lovely Lil is with me just briefly because we had really amazing couple of days here down on the farm.
Really great.
We're not able to share all of it because some of it's embargoed, but watch this space.
Very exciting.
It's very, very exciting. And so Lil came down for that, and yeah, we've just been having a lovely time, but it has kind of taken its toll, hasn't it?
It has.
Yeah.
I'm feeling very sore. Very stiff.
Oh dear, my lovely girl.
I'm tired.
But yeah, so that's all kind of work in progress. And for those of you who follow Lily on Instagram, you are Amaryllis.
Amaryllis.Earle.
Yes. That is her full name.
It is my real name.
And she has been posting amazingly about invisible disability and chronic pain and all of that, which has had an amazing response from lots and lots of people.
Yeah, everyone's so nice.
Are so affected. Well, so they should be, my sweetheart, because you are an absolute warrior through all of this. And I'm intrigued by what's on your head.
It's my new favourite thing. It is.
Did you sleep in it? Because I know you were wearing it all yesterday.
I slept with it on my bedside table. It's my new favourite thing. It's by a brand called Choo-Choo.
Sorry,
I had a dyslexic moment there. And they're fab. They use offcuts from a dressmaking company.
Yeah.
It's two sisters. One owns the dressmaking company and one owns the accessory company.
That's so
and
cool.
So they use the offcuts. But what's really exciting is it's the first headband I found that I can wear that doesn't give me a headache or doesn't cause any pain. It's really soft. The band in it's really gentle.
Nice.
But there's a specific name, and I can't remember what it's called, for a symptom of migraine when you get a really sensitive scalp, and even just like brushing your head like that can cause agonising pain.
Right.
And this is the only headband I found that doesn't make it flare up.
Wow, amazing.
So I'm really excited.
And I love your hair. We obviously had Kerry September here. I know lots of you tuned in to Kerry on Wednesday. Just looks beautiful. There was a couple of comments I saw there on Facebook saying, are you wearing my top? But this is actually yours, isn't it?
This is actually mine.
It was from the shoot. The lovely stylist brought it.
It is.
Arabella, and that was great. And it's a sample one, so we're actually going to buy it, which is really nice.
So
nothing like doing a bit of shopping from your shoot.
Yes, it's been hand-picked by a stylist, especially for you.
So you bought the cardigan, you bought the headband.
I did.
Something else I want you to try on for me while I've got you here, because it's kind of Fashion Friday after all.
Yes.
Is you may have seen, aren't these beautiful? This is Nadia C, and this is a really special collaboration that we did. So these are exclusive to Liz Earle Wellbeing.
Wow.
Isn't that fun? I've been wearing this out and about. I've been wearing it gardening. I've been wearing it, country, town. It's just great, and I love the bees.
Gardener.
Chicest gardener. Thank you. What does it look like on you?
Don't know.
Let's see, because you're obviously got a different head shape. And
I do, yes.
oh, nice.
That was very nice.
Very nice. Well, she's got 4 designs if you want to check them out. I know lovely Amy on Facebook will do the link. That is actually my hat though, just before.
Just before I go.
You've got your headband, okay? I've got my
headband.
hat. She's got 4 great designs for us. One with bees, one with turtles.
Oh, sweet.
Which is so cute. They're hand painted by artisans. They're really beautiful. Made in South America from the genuine, real deal, handmade. I mean, they're, heirloom pieces. They last forever.
Yeah, amazing.
And the other one is lobsters, which is really fun.
Cute.
So it's slightly orangey colour. And the other one is toucans. So that's quite bright.
Great.
I know, they are fabulous. Anyway, you can only buy them with Liz Loves. So she set up a whole section on her website.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so they are exclusive for us, and she hasn't got that many. She's only got a few of each design.
Oh, brilliant.
And I think the bee ones have nearly sold out. So anyway, I just mentioned that as a Friday fave.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, lovely to see you here, my sweetheart. I know you're going to go off for a lie down now, aren't you?
I am. Nice to see you all. Speak to you all.
Yeah, thank you for being with me, sweetheart.
Thanks,
Superstar. Lovely girl. So it is Friday, so that I've got a new fashion brand to share with you, which I absolutely love. I'm wearing it, and I've been kind of not working with them, but kind of looking at them for a while now. They're called Borken. And when I first came across them, they are a brilliant British female founder-led brand, so we love all that. And they work a lot with organic fabrics and sustainability. They support a lot of women. They donate They donate clothes to women's refuges. And those in need, they work a lot with the disadvantaged. They give 10% at least of their profits back to charity. I mean, they're just really, really nice. And they were founded by a lady from Amsterdam, hence the name Bjorken, because that is actually her Christian name. I didn't know that. And they're great. And we've set up a special 20% discount on all their things, which is lovely. I'm really, really thrilled. So thank you, Bjorken. I don't know if you're watching today, but we really, really appreciate it, because I love being able just to, obviously I have to wear stuff, you know, in the public eye, and being able to then wear stuff that's sustainable, that I genuinely love, that we can then get a discount on, is just great. So thank you very much. The slight difference here is you have to use the code LizLoves20. Okay, so that's how it's set up for Bjorken. It's LizLoves20, and you spell Bjorken, because I know Amy will do the link on Facebook, but Instagram you have to go to my link tree. So we've actually put the link on there if you want to find it. And I don't know, have you popped it up here already? Maybe not, Amy, but I know you'll spell it. I think it's Baujken. Yeah, there you go, Baukjen, Bjorken. Bjorken, I hope I've pronounced that correctly. Anyway, we love it. This is organic cotton. It's really nice and thick, so it's kind of got a sturdiness to it that I really like. It really holds its shape well. I have long admired all those kind of really chic French women and fashion editors who always look just so crisp and pulled together in a lovely white shirt. And I've never really been able to find the brand that I love, or the fit that I like. This is a really good fit. I'm wearing a size 38, so it's got some structure to it. And I've actually done what's called the French tuck. So this is where you tuck in the front, but you leave out the back. And the way this shirt is cut is actually slightly longer at the back, which I really like. And then I just rolled the sleeves up. I've just double rolled them. So yeah, I really, really like it. Thank you very much. It's organic cotton. So that is great. So that is my little Friday fashion shout out. Oh, thanks, Victoria. Amy's on it. Let me just move you down a little bit here. So being a Friday, not only is it Fashion Friday, but it's also Floral Friday. And I introduced another new British brand in terms of our Liz Loves, where we get 10% off all their lovely flowers. And these are some of the ones actually, that we had for our shoot. They sent me two really beautiful bouquets for my shoot. As props. Aren't they lovely? They smell amazing, so I just wanted to share those. I'm sorry you can't smell them, but hopefully you can you can see them and enjoy them, because they just are lovely. And what I particularly like about them is they are female florists based in Deptford in London. They ship all over the UK, and they've sent me now 2 different parcels of flowers, and each time they've come they have been really top. They put this special gel in that keeps them really fresh, and they come in a beautiful little, bag, and just really very, very well put together. And they make a point of buying from British flower growers. So not so much that's imported flowers that have travelled for miles and been refrigerated and don't smell of anything. These are seasonal favourites from British flower farmers and growers. So really lovely. And thank you. And you're definitely on my list when I'm going to be, buying flowers for myself as a treat or sending them. Then definitely they are the Fresh Flower Company. Amy, I know you'll pop a link on. You'll find a link on my link tree. They're on Instagram, but just kind of bookmark them. And we've got that ongoing discount. So if you just put Liz Loves as your code, then you'll get a 10% off, which is really nice. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about juices, because I was juicing here in my kitchen earlier this week. And I've just got back into the hang of it. You go through phases sometimes of doing things, and having my juicer out, I've now got it out. I know lots of you have dusted off your juicers, so well done on that. And of course you can use other things. You can use blenders to make smoothies using similar recipes, or you can use your NutriBullet, or whatever gadget you've got to hand really. But I just find the juice is really, really good. So I have got here, this is my homework for the weekend. I've got, big... This is just one of many baskets of windfalls, because it is that time of year. And of course, the great thing about juicing is that it doesn't matter if you haven't got prestige looking apples, you can juice them. I'm going to be using lemons, and the great thing about juicing is that you don't have to peel your lemon or squeeze it, you just shove the whole thing in. So if you can, get unwaxed lemons, because then they haven't got any of the fungicidal waxes that they put on to protect the lemons while they store them. So if you can't do that, just soak them in a washing up bowl with a little bit of washing up liquid and hot water, and then rinse them really well. Just give them a bit of a scrub, just to scrub off anything that's on the outside, and then you can just, you know, literally juice the whole thing, so you get all that amazing flavour from the zest. So it's really lemony. And then of course ginger, big chunks of ginger. I've got my bulk roots of ginger going on there, so just break that off. And again, I juice it with the skin, but I do give it a bit of a wash first, just to make sure that there's nothing untoward on the outside. And then I was really pleased to find in my local village shop a bag of these goodies. And at first thought, you know, when I first looked at them, I thought they were maybe artichokes, mini Jerusalem artichokes, but they are not. They are turmeric. And again, you know, just one of these popped into a big batch of juice, it turns it obviously bright yellow, and you get all the goodness from the turmeric. And then I just, as I mentioned before, add a little tiny grind of black pepper and a little tiny bit of olive oil, shake it all up together. I think I've got one actually in my fridge that I made earlier. Excuse me. Oh, somebody's been at it. I actually thought this was a large bottle. I think my children really enjoy this. You have to give it a good shake if you keep it, because the turmeric does sink to the bottom. But yeah, look at that. Yellow goodness. Now that brings me on to the Healthy Juice Company. And this is a brilliant British company that I have worked with for ages. I love Rosie and her husband Andy, who does a lot of the deliveries. And this is their turmeric. So you can see on there, it's the Liz Earle Wellbeing, because it's an organic juice. And again, you just need to give that a good shake. And this is really delicious. This is part of the shot box. Okay, so when you get this, you get 3 goodies. These are little shot sizes. So you get a little glass full of each. You've got your green juice, your green goodness. Again, give that a little bit of a shake. You get your golden shot, which is the turmeric. And then you get this one, which I absolutely love, which is the chia, a cinnamon almond chia, which is cinnamon, which is great for coughs and colds and flu. It's also but does some very interesting research on helping to regulate blood sugars. Tastes great, love cinnamon. And that's with their cold pressed handmade almond milk that they make fresh whenever they make a batch. So every day they are making fresh juices here and fresh nut milks. The quality is amazing. It really is good. And in the shot box, you get your 3 little shots there. You get a bath soak scented with organic lavender oil, which they make out of the recycled almond husks. When they make the almond milk, they've then got all this, you know, ground bits of almond left over, and that's how they recycle it into these really beautiful bath soaks. I might have to open this one up just to show you. Do I need to cut that? No, I don't. There we go. So this is in a little bit of undyed muslin here, and the smell. Oh, that lavender's so nice, isn't it? Who else loves lavender? You know, you can make lavender bags, lavender sachets, especially at the moment if your lavender is drying on the stalk. Just so nice. And it's just, it's my little ritual, as you know. A couple of drops of lavender oil on my pillow. I use it neat. I don't bother actually with all those sprays that you can buy. I just sprinkle a few drops of lavender oil. Doesn't seem to stain the pillowcase at all. It's absolutely brilliant. And you also get in your shop box, you get the Altriant C, which is the liposomal vitamin C, which is really well absorbed into the body, high dose of vitamin C to help support the immune system, and your VSL3, which is the sachet of high strength probiotics. So it's really designed just to give you a bit of a boost. And I know it's been really popular. We introduced it a few months ago, and I think just because of the current situation, really, Rosie and I felt that we should keep it going. So you've got the 1-day version, so you get all of that in your 1-day box, or you can get a 3-day version. We don't do it for any longer than 3 days because these juices are fresh, so you need to, you know, use them within 3 days. But they really are great, and my kids love them, and I highly recommend them. So that's the Liz Earle Wellbeing shot box. Now, in addition, Rosie's also given us a 10% discount on all her other juices. Do check them out, because honestly, they are just amazing. You know, they are the Rolls Royce, the creme de la creme of cold-pressed organic juices. They are just delicious. And she's so clever with her combinations. So she sent me some to try, which I'm going to share with you. So I haven't actually tried these yet. So these are new. So I thought I'd do a little tasting and perhaps give us a little bit of juicing inspiration. So the first one that I've got here, look at them. I mean, she knows me. She knows I love pink. Look at these. Aren't they gorgeous? Beautiful Wellbeing pink juices just ready for the weekend. So the first one I'm going to explore is Summer Chia. So give that a bit of a shake, because I can see it's got chia seeds in the bottom. Now this is green apple. It's about 50% green apple. It's got fennel, strawberry, cos lettuce, red cabbage, beetroot, and then your lovely extras here. So chia seeds, ginger, mint and lemon, all organically produced. So let's have a little taste of that. Oh, that is good. I can taste the strawberries. That is, 13% organic strawberry. My children would love this. My kids would absolutely love it. They really would. And I know that in that I'm also getting them the goodness of the red cabbage and the fennel. So that's the key with juices. I've had some questions actually about asking if juicing, particularly the recipe I was doing here with the apple, will spike blood sugar. Well, that's a really interesting question. And I always try and put in a bit of veg along with the high sugar juices. So my apples here that I'm growing are not super sweet. A lot of the apples that we grow commercially are grown for sweetness. They have actually really high levels of sugar. So, you know, the slightly more sour apples with a bit of a tang will obviously have less sugar. And if you can chuck in a bit of vegetable matter with that, it could be some greens, some spinach, fennel, cucumber. You know, these things, they juice really well, and they, of course, keep the blood sugars down. But it's really important to note that we all react differently. I did a trial not long ago where I got a blood sugar monitor because I wanted to, was writing about it, about insulin spikes, and I wanted to see how my own blood sugars would cope with eating different things. And we're all different. I mean, this is the really interesting thing. I don't know if you've seen Tim Spector's new book on food, and he is the gut health guru, and he does a lot with genetics and monitoring how different people react to things. And his work first started actually at King's University. He started something called the Twins Project, and that's really interesting because he was looking at genetically identical pairs of people. You know, he was looking at identical twins who in theory should be absolutely the same and they should react the same to different things, and they are completely different in terms of what spikes their blood sugars or their gut health, their microbiome, what bacteria they have in their guts. You know, they are different. So really interesting research. So I can't say to you, this is definitely going to spike your blood sugars or it's not, because it's a very personal thing. But I think as a golden rule, obviously if you're diabetic, then you'll be monitoring your blood sugars anyway. But as a golden rule, try and go for the lower sugar fruits. So things like pineapple, the tropical fruits, mangoes, they are really high in sugars. And that's why we love them so much, because they're so sweet. Whereas things like berries, not quite so sweet. Certainly things like blueberries and raspberries and blackcurrants, less high in sugar. And the citrus fruits tend to be a little bit less. There are whole tables actually on glycemic index that you can have a look if you're really interested. But, you know, things like apricots and plums tend to be lower in sugar than some of the really sweet things. Things like, you know, the white grapes and the red grapes that are bred for sweetness, really high in sugar. So, you know, you can't just say, well, all fruit is high in sugar, because, yes, it does contain sugar, but some of it more than others. So just be a little bit aware of that. So anyway, so that was summer cheer. I would give that top marks. And I do like that because it's got the red cabbage in there. And we know that cabbage is a brassica. So everything from the brassica family, whether you're looking at red cabbage, white cabbage, whether you're looking at Brussels sprouts, cauliflower is also a brassica, even though it's white, it still has lots of brassica goodness. Really good for gut health, really good for our immune system. It's got an interesting compound in it called sulforaphane, which has been shown to have anti-cancer properties. So really good just to include some of these in our diet every day if we can. Add a little bit of brassica. So, and of course juicing it is a really simple way of doing it. Now this one is, oh, this is nice and seasonal, Pear and Blackberry. Who else is going blackberry picking at the weekend? I've still got blackberries on my hedges down here, and blackberry and apple crumble. Oh, I've got a great recipe actually for that online. Absolutely love it. It may even be in my yearbook. Amy, do you think you can find that on our website? I'm sure I have got it. Maybe, I think I've got a recipe in yearbook 2 as well. Anyway, I'm sure, Amy, you will find it for me, because it's a not so sweet crumble. So I've added nuts and things like oats to the crumble topping rather than just using, you know, refined white flour. You can really add lots of goodness into your topping. So this one, let's get back to the juice. Pear and Blackberry. So this has got black currants in it and blackberries and lemon and ginger. So I'm expecting this to be quite a good tangy one. Oh yeah. Oh, that ginger has got a real kick in there. The ginger and the lemon, obviously classic to add to juices. Really nice. And the black currants, the blackberries. We know that fruits that have black skins are extra good for us because they contain antioxidants called, I'm going to get this wrong now, anthromycins, is it? Gosh, I've been doing so much research this morning that my head is boggling with different things. Anyway, they do have special compounds that are in the purple colour of the berries. So that's why purple fruits, purple veg is also really good. So things like purple chard has these special compounds in them, blackberries, raspberries to a certain extent, blueberries obviously would be another really good one. So try and get a bit of purple on your plate. And we talk about eating the rainbow. So, oh, lovely, lots of chat. Thanks, Victoria, for that. You're using pecan nuts in your crumble. Yeah, and oats as well. And of course, you could use seeds if you don't want to use nuts. If you know you've got a nut allergy, you can find other things to use to get yourself a little bit of a crunch. And then the third one, oh my goodness, I am going to love this, I know, without even opening it. Guess what it's got in it? This is strawberry and rose. Wow. So this is green apple, watermelon, strawberries, red currants, rose water. Wow. So this is going to be quite a fruity one. So again, my advice would be to sip them sparingly. Don't just glug them back because they are fruit juices, so they have got that sugar. Oh, that is so nice. That's so delicate. Strawberry and rose water. Wow. With the goodness of the red currants, the apple and the watermelon. Actually, Rosie from the Healthy Juice Company, she sent me a little note with my juices saying, don't forget that you can dilute them with fizzy water. Of course, you can make mocktails, cocktails if you felt like it. A little bit of a martini glass going on with a few ice cubes, a little splash of something else in there, a little bit of vodka, maybe for a vodka strawberry rose martini. Well, come on, it's the weekend. Hey? Great stuff, because you're also getting your vitamins, your vitamin C and all of that with it. Love it. Really good stuff. Now, talking about drinks, I will come on to answer a few questions in a moment. Thank you very much, Amy, my love, for sending those through to me. I was listening to the news this morning, which I know, step away from the news, but I do occasionally just listen to the headlines just to make sure that, you know, nothing catastrophic has happened in the world that I need to know about, but of course there's just endless negative stuff, so then I kind of switch that off. But one of the things that I listened to this morning was saying that there is a new cup of coffee that's being sold in London in a coffee shop for £50. £50 a cup. Well, actually, it's not a cup, it's a glass. Apparently they serve it in a beautiful cut glass. I mean, it's like, heck, you know, you ought to get the cut glass with the coffee for that. But anyway, it's an Ethiopian coffee. And I think at the moment it's the most expensive coffee that's on the market. When you buy the beans, it's £2,000 a kilo for these beans. Now, Ethiopian coffee is so highly prized. And I've been to Ethiopia and I've had Ethiopian coffee ceremonies. You know, coffee is an absolute fundamental part of Ethiopian life. And, you know, Ethiopia is kind of fueled by coffee. And it really is, you know, that if you want that amazing, pure coffee with a little bit of a caffeine hit in the morning. And of course, I have got here, this is my new ground Ethiopian coffee. Now, I can assure you this is not £2,000 a kilo, but it is really top. And I was looking at this because I reached for this morning. And it says it has notes of blueberries and strawberries. Isn't that amazing? In with the coffee. Now, these come in compostable packs. So you get your ground coffee here. Oh, that smell. That smell actually is just enough to do it for me. Oh, that's going to be my nose bag for today. Love it. And I've mentioned these guys before. I'm going to give you another shout out because I love what you're doing. New Ground Coffee. It's a British brand, coffee brand. It was started by some guys in Oxford and they rehabilitate ex-offenders, people coming out of prison with no skills training, no jobs to go to. They teach them how to roast and blend the coffees, and they give them employment. So it's an amazing social enterprise. So, I mean, for me, it's a win-win-win. I love coffee. I love good quality coffee. They source their coffee really well. They're using sustainable coffee farms and, organic coffees and all of that. And you can get a subscription if you want. They can just send you coffee every month, or you can go onto their website and choose different things. We get 20% off with Liz Loves, which is great. So you're supporting a great social enterprise, a great British brand. It's not, some big coffee conglomerate, and you're putting funds and training back into the community. So I just think it's great. Why not? Let's share the love. So I was reminded to talk about New Ground Coffee today, having listened to that extraordinary news that you can pop in for a quick cuppa somewhere and shell out £50. So I wonder, what does it taste like? Would it be worth £50? I don't think so. I mean, lovely cup of this, yes, but honestly, more money than sense, maybe. Who am I to judge? Hey, let's not knock anybody, but there we go. So, a few questions come in here. This is a couple of course. What are the questions are coming in? HRT, menopause. Kind of wouldn't be a Liz Earle live, would it, without any of that? But this is from Sam on YouTube. Hi, YouTube guys. I hope you're watching. And you picked up on something that I talked about, the average age of menopause being different for different people around the world. And you say, hi Liz, if the average age of an Asian woman for menopause is 41 and 51 for white European, what happens if someone who is white Asian mix? I would be interested to know for both of my nieces. Well, the data has not been done. The studies are not there that I have seen. If anybody knows the studies, then please say. And I think it would depend, I guess, on where your dominant genes are, because it all comes down to our genes, doesn't it? That's what's shaping us and making us, and how we react to so many things. Even how we react to prescription drugs and things will change according to our genes and what they're doing. And there's this really interesting brand of medicine called epigenetics, which is all about how we react according to our genes. So they used to say that, your genes are what you're born with. You're dealt a deck of cards, and basically that's it. You've got to suck it up and deal with what your genes are. But we now know that actually it's not just the cards that we're dealt with our genes. It's what we do with those genes. So in other words, how we play those cards as to how that affects our health outcome. So epigenetics is a really interesting area of medicine. You might want to look it up. And of course, the things that are playing into that are things like gut health that influence how our genes respond, as well as lifestyle and stresses and sleep and all those usual things. So in answer to your question, I think it depends on which genes would be dominant there. And also, very interestingly, if you want to know, or you're kind of trying to predict age of menopause, if you haven't yet reached that stage, a lot of it is, because it's genetic, it comes down through the maternal line. So it would really be asking your mum, if she's around, at what age she hit perimenopause or menopause, if she's able to tell you, because that will give you quite a good indication, because we do tend to follow in our mother's footsteps. So Lily Umbrella, I hope you are listening and watching. I hope that's somewhat helpful. And this is another question here, also from YouTube. Hi, nice to have interaction there, because I know we don't do live on YouTube, or at least we don't do a YouTube live yet. We're certainly looking at ways of doing that, and I'm looking at doing more on YouTube. We've already got quite a lot of films and video clips and comments and things going into YouTube. So that's the Liz Earle Wellbeing YouTube channel. So do subscribe to that. Do check that out maybe this weekend if you haven't already, because there's quite a lot on there. And it's something that I'm looking at doing maybe something special with in the future. So watch this space, everybody, on YouTube. So Anne-Louise has commented, I've got friends in their 60s and 70s who stopped their HRT when the WHI reports came out. Yeah. What a shocker that was. What can they take now to help their health, which has deteriorated so much without estrogen for all these years? Really good question. Two things I would say here. One, is that they may well be able to go back onto estrogen. You know, if their estrogen levels are so low, or, you know, sometimes non-existent, and that's really causing symptoms, you may have a sympathetic and informed GP who's happy to put you back onto HRT, particularly if you were taking it quite happily earlier on. My mum, I know I've talked about this before, and she's very generous, doesn't mind me sharing this. She's in her 80s and she's gone back onto HRT because she took it for many, many years. Then in her 70s, her GP, who, you know, didn't really understand the data, said, oh, I think, you know, it's time to stop. And so she said, oh, okay, fine. And of course, you know, lots of just niggly things returned. And now she's back on HRT, but it did take 3 doctors, 3 different visits to 3 different doctors before one was prepared to re-prescribe it for her. But now she's back flying again, not literally, but, you know, metaphorically, and feeling really well. And I think looking at the studies that I've talked about a lot over the recent weeks and months here about the benefits of replacing estrogen as it declines, certainly looking at our immunity, interesting studies going on looking at COVID and how it can better protect outcomes, you know, reduce severity and incidence in intensive care and deaths even if you are better protected by estrogen. So those are really topical, and that's ongoing investigations. I've recorded podcasts with Dr. Louise Newson on that. They're a group of researchers up in Leicester who are doing amazing work, a professorial research team who are looking at the data there. It's really, really interesting. So that's one thing, that's one area to explore, Anne Louise, is that perhaps they might like to revisit that. And, you know, you can read my guide to HRT, The Truth About HRT, because that was written really as a reassuring guide. The reason I wrote it, it's an e-guide, it's on the Liz Earle Wellbeing website, is I get asked so many questions, and it just really is about getting the knowledge there, because there's so much misinformation. It's such a battle. But there are new initiatives happening. I'm not at liberty to say yet, but there are some new things happening which are positive, which will help so many women. And of course, there's the Balance Menopause app. This is a free app wherever you are in the world. I know I've got a lot of people tuning in from all over the globe. And that's the lovely thing about being able to do things digitally, because you can download, obviously, any of my e-guides wherever you are in the world. And you can go on to Readly, for example, using the links that we've got if you want to get access to all the digital magazines as well that we have, plus loads of other things as well. What was I saying? So the thing about the information on the Balance app is that this is a free app. It was created by Dr. Louise Newson and her fellow doctors and fellow medics and specialists, and it can really help to educate, to inform. There are communities on there, so there's forums for chats if there are particular areas that are bothering you or that's your area of concern. You can track your own symptoms, so that's really helpful when going to talk to your doctor. So it's just great, and I think they've had, over 30,000 free downloads already. Amazing. It was backed by a really generous philanthropist who basically puts money into charitable activities. And, you know, it's a not-for-profit organisation. It's not making any money out of women. It's purely there. And so they underwrote the cost of creating this app, which is just genius. And Louise gave her time free, as did all the other doctors who worked on it. So it's really good. So wherever you are in the world, I hope that as a sisterhood, we can all share that and, you know, just experience and exchange evidence-based information that will help. And of course, as the information grows, more is added to it and it becomes even more useful as a resource. Okay, so to change the subject completely, this is from Lucy on Instagram, who says, did Kerry use the blue mascara on you and did you like it? Well, she was actually threatening to use a blue eye pencil, a navy blue eye pencil. And actually, at the end of the day, she didn't, because it just didn't work with the colour palette that we were doing. So we've taken the most amazing pictures. Oh my goodness, it's been such a busy, full-on couple of days. I mean, literally, we worked the last 2 days. We've worked from, you know, dawn till dusk, literally, and because the light has been amazing. We've been really lucky down here in the West Country with the weather, so we had beautiful evening light, beautiful sunsets, and you get this thing called magic hour or golden hour, where, you know, as the sun, just that hour before the sun goes down, you just get this beautiful, beautiful bathing golden light. And if you're taking pictures in that light, I mean, I've worked on film sets and shoots before where you'll spend the whole day setting up for a particular shot. particularly in advertising when they've got, big budgets and they can afford to do this kind of thing. And they just wait for the golden hour. And that's when the shutter gets clicked, and that's when they take their pictures. So, everybody just ends up looking so fresh and so young and so dewy because you've just got all this lovely light around you. So anyway, we were really lucky. We had a bit of that last night, so we carried on working till quite late. And so I was doing 2 projects, one for Liz Earle Wellbeing magazine, so you'll start to see that really from January. And then another secret project, which I can't tell you about yet. It's so frustrating. I've kind of put a few little teeny hints on my Instagram, on my stories, just because I was so excited to share, but I can't tell you who it's for or what it's all about. But the good news is that it's coming out really soon. So you haven't got to wait till January. So I will be able to talk about that and share it. And yeah, I think hopefully you're going to love it, because it was just a really great day full of lots of interesting people doing interesting things. So there you are. So Lucy, in answer to your question, no, I didn't get the blue, but I have got a navy blue pencil now in my repertoire. So I'm going to think about it. She did move away from the black. If you listen to what Kerry was saying, she was really of the opinion that, particularly as we age, just sticking to that black eyeliner, that black kohl, it's fine if you're a young, groovy, clubbing, Kate Moss type, and you want that smoky, smudgy panda eye kind of thing. And if you want to rock that look and you can carry it off, then great, good luck to you. I'm not sure that that's entirely my bag. So switching to a darker brown, like a dark grey, just to take the hardness off, that black line. And there are some amazing colours out there. That dark kind of espresso coffee, coming back to our Ethiopian coffee story, that almost black, but like inky blue, inky brown, dark, smudgy, charcoaly, greyish colour, is really good. I can see that Facebook are chatting all about Estrogel and Estradose. That is an ongoing saga. But lots of information. We've got fact sheets and information on lizearlewellbeing.com, as well as Menopause Doctor. If you've got the download for the HRT e-guide, we've also updated that. And that's another great thing, isn't it, about digital and about e-guides, is that we can go in and update stuff to make it kind of live in real time. Talking about time, my goodness, that is the time. I'm going to have to go. Love you and leave you. So nice to be back with you. A couple of comments about my jeans. What you can see them. I'm wearing, I think they call them mum jeans. Mom jeans from America. These are just Marks and Spencer's. Love them. Quite high waist, quite flattering. Lots of stretch. They're holding me in somewhat because I was eating rather a lot of cake on the shoot yesterday. I just find that there are shoot days when I guess your adrenaline's going and you're working and you're just grabbing snacky stuff. And Compton McRae, which is a great deli not that far away, delivered us some amazing cakes. So big hearts to you guys for that, because we just ran on cake and energy balls actually as well, very similar to the ones that I make, but they brought them in for us, which was really good. So yes, I'm wearing my Sucky Innie jeans. So I popped a link on Linktree. I don't know, Amy, whether you can find that, as I don't think I added it in time for you for Facebook, but they're really good price, and I just think they look really good. Again, the white shirt, the crisp jean, it's the look for the weekend, topped off with my hat. So there we are. And actually, we're going to need the hats, aren't we? If you're watching here in the UK, apparently, yeah, we've got an amazing weekend ahead. So maybe it's time to get out there, get the barbecue going, go out for lovely walks, but just, obviously stay safe in the sun. Bit of sunscreen, nice bit of a wide brim hat going on is what we all need. Thank you for all your hearts. Thank you for all your comments. I'm sending loads of love back. Great, nice comments about the jeans. Trisha, you've got them too. Excellent. Love this interactive chat. So nice to be with everybody. Thank you. I will continue to pop pictures on my stories on Instagram all over the weekend. We've got some fun things coming up, so it's always nice to share. I'm back here on Monday, live, Wednesday as well. I've got a really special treat for us on Monday. I'm going to be joined by a female founder, great friend of mine. And we've got a special offer coming on that as well. So lots to look forward to. But anyway, have a great weekend. Don't forget, before I go, sign up to the newsletter if you haven't already. It's a really good one. I've just seen it. It's all ready to go. Amy will be pushing the button at 4:00. So if you want your free newsletter, please, now is the time to nip over to lizearlewellbeing.com, sign up for that. It's completely free, no strings attached. There's just nice things in there. And also my Friday 5 podcast, which I have recorded, which is also a really good one. So I hope that you enjoy that too a little bit later on. Not forgetting Yotam Ottolenghi, who I recorded with, and that podcast has also just gone live. I will warn you, do not listen to my podcast with Yotam Ottolenghi if you are hungry, okay? Make sure you eat first, because the way he talks about food and the ideas he gives us of what to cook, it is mouth-watering. It's such a pleasure to listen to. It's a lovely listen for the weekend. So I hope that wherever you are in the world, you enjoy those. And I'm sending you lots of love. Hope to see you Monday. Bye-bye.